All right, so let's warm it up, Chris. We're about to. Let's warm it up with, let's do this one using long division.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I know. All right, what goes on the outside?
X plus 2.
X plus 2. What goes on the inside?
The other part.
Don't have to add anything else, any placeholders?
No.
Okay, all right, love it. All righty. X squared is our first one? Yeah. Okay. Gets me x cubed plus 2x squared.
Yeah.
Then what?
Subtract.
So change both signs?
Yeah.
Yep. That would give me negative 3x squared. Okay.
Drop down the 4x.
Drop down the 4x. One might say like it's hot. Ooh, that's bad. We've got to fix that. We'll just fix them both. Multiply by
Negative 3x.
negative 3x. Plus what? How about negative 6x? Okay. Then what?
Change signs.
Change signs. 10x.
Yep.
Then
Drop
drop down
down
to 10. Negative 10. Okay.
Multiply by 10.
10 positive.
Yes. Wait, no.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Jenna, you can.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So we get
X squared minus 3x plus 10 remainder negative 30.
or
I don't know how to do the other one.
Something with the fraction.
Yeah.
oops, I gotta move this over.
It's like negative
Or
3 over
x
x
squared
plus 2.
minus 3x plus 10. And what'd you say?
It's like
Plus
remainder
negative 30
over x plus 2.
over x plus 2. Yes? All good?
Yeah.
Love it. Okay. Now, I told you last week, there's an easier way. Right? Okay? So let's go with that easier way.
Oh, it's gonna be song.
No.
Well, we get points. No. We'll do one division.
Nope.
That's all I'm going to do.
Wow, you guys really love that old school long division of polynomials. What if you had a fancy way? Yeah, like ketchup, right? I'm talking about maybe motor oil. Synthetic motor oil? No, synthetic division. Yes. Here's our topic. Right. What do we need to do? We need to be dividing by special linear factors in order to use synthetic division. So let's talk about how we're going to get into this game. All right. Special linear factors. Yeah, something like these guys. Okay. This is not a special linear factor. Why? Because my leading coefficient of my variable is not 1. What makes a special linear factor? A special linear factor has coefficient 1 and degree 1. An example of a special linear factor is x minus 2. Okay, this is x minus c. Okay, what goes outside of our box? The opposite of c, or whatever's going to make our denominator 0. I'm ready for an example. Up here, yes. Am I dividing by a special linear factor? I am. So then, okay, zeros go outside of the box. What makes that denominator 0? Minus 1.
Okay, so he just said something very important there. Okay? What goes outside?
Something of the denominator. The difference of the denominator.
I'll rewind it. It's very important.
Okay, I'm listening.
Extremely important.
Yes. Am I dividing by a special linear factor? I am. So then, okay. Zeros go outside of the box.
Zeros go outside of the box. Okay? Zeros are what makes your denominator be 0. Okay? So you have to solve your denominator to be 0. Okay? And because it's a 0, in the end, if it truly is a 0, which means it's a factor, your remainder will be 0. Okay? Write that down. Zeros go outside the box. And if they truly are zeros and factors, your end number, your remainder, will be 0.
Wait,
This is called synthetic division. It's a much faster way of doing what we were doing on Thursday. Yep, exactly.
What makes that denominator 0? Minus 1. Zeros go on the outside. Coefficients go on the inside. Coefficients are the numbers in
Go
front
on
of the
the
variables.
inside.
Here we go. I'm going to put a 1. I'm going to put a 3. And I'm going to put a 2. Oh. This is actually long division without the actual coefficients, and we need our special linear factors. So then what do I first do? Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Minus 1 times 1 gets me a minus 1. Very nice. 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay. Minus 1 times 2 is a minus 2. Oh, and our remainder is 0. What does this mean? This means that x minus 1 is a factor of x squared plus 3x plus 2. You're going to be using something called the factor theorem to determine that. Yes, but that's neither here nor there. Where is it? Yes. We're taking 1 degree out of the numerator. It was a degree 2. So now I want to write my answer as 1 degree less than 2, which is 1. X plus 2 is going to be the quotient of those two polynomials. And then what? Yeah. And a flower. Now I'm up here. Okay. Yes. Am I dividing by a special linear factor? Yes. So what goes on the outside? Zeros go on the outside. What's a 0? Anything that makes that polynomial 0. What's going to make this polynomial 0? 1 is. Okay. And a different color. Yeah, 1 is on the outside. What goes on the inside? My coefficients. Yes. A 1 goes in there. A 2 goes in there. A minus 3 goes in there. And a 12 goes in there. Okay. So then I drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. You know, sloo. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, whatever. That was my song with one of my ex-girlfriends. Yeah, and yeah, I went away, and I'm not gonna finish that story. Anyway, she dropped me like it was hot. Oh, messed up, right? She was a horrible person. No, she wasn't, really. Yes, here's a 1. This one times that one, put it there. That's a 1. 2 and 1 is 3. Tee-hee. This one times that one, put it there. That's 3. Tee-hee. Adam. None. Yes, this one times that one, put it there. 0. Oh, Adam, and you got 12. Oh no! What does this mean? Let's go through and rewrite our quotients. Yes, I had degree 3. This is gonna take it down a notch. I wish you'd take it down a notch. Hey, whoa. So instead of degree 3, it's now gonna be degree 2. So then, this is gonna be x squared plus 3x plus, no, constants, but I do have a remainder. And how do I write that? I write it remainder over divisor x minus 1. Fun. And then what? And a flower. And when I said I went away, I wasn't talking about like to the woohoo. Yeah, no, I had to go do some work somewhere else. Here we go. What makes this denominator 0? 2. Yes. So I put a 2 on the outside. And then I put the coefficients on the inside. I put a 1. Then I put a 0. Why? Because I need a placeholder for my x to the third term. Yes. So 0x to the third plus 0x squared minus 1x plus 2. Okay. Oh, I need placeholders. On the outside, zeros. And then on this first one, drop it like it's hot. There's a 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Very nice, Adam. 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Sure, Adam. 4.
Just, he's saying add them, not the name Adam. Okay?
2 times 4 is 8. Great, Adam. That's a 7. 2 times 7 is 14. Adam. That's a 16. Okay, that's my remainder. I'm dividing by a linear factor. I need to take it down a notch. This is x to the third plus 2x squared plus 4x plus 7 plus remainder 16 over divisor x minus 2. Look at that one. Oh, yes. Yeah, I do think it's a hammer. Because it's hammer time? No. Because we nailed it.
Okay? Alright, so synthetic division, I'll show you that we're gonna do this exact problem now in synthetic division. But everything is right there for you. You can see the synthetic division. I'll highlight it here in a minute. Okay? So here we go. So now let's divide this one using synthetic division. So what goes on the outside?
-2.
-2, because -2 makes x plus 2 be 0.
Yep.
Okay? So -2 goes on the outside.
Coefficients now.
Coefficients go on the inside. 1, -1, 4, minus 10.
Now you have to
Drop it like it's hot.
Okay, so now we drop the first one like it's hot. Yep.
And then you do 1 times -2.
Yep.
Which is -2.
Okay, I write that there.
Then you add the next two together.
I add those two together.
-3, -3.
Wait, you add
-2.
I add these. Hold on. I add in the same column. Yep.
-3 times -2.
Multiply these two.
-6.
6.
Add them.
Come on, I gotta get rid of this.
-2.
No, really, no, stop. You're messing up. You're doing it wrong.
So it's 10.
Then
Yeah,
Okay.
-20.
Then -20.
Oh, I get this.
And
-30.
-30.
Yeah.
Okay? So then what he said was we take the degree of our first polynomial and we drop it by 1 because we divided by a linear. So this would be x squared
plus -x, subtract x.
What's 3x?
minus 3x.
Minus 3x.
Wait, where?
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the wrong spot.
Right, Rod, right, like I'm right underneath it. Okay? Then what? Plus 10 plus
the
negative
remainder.
30 over x plus 2.
So we can't do the remainder part of this? Or-
No? No, it's got to be like that.
So the last set of numbers, like the last number is your
Remainder. So is x plus 2 a factor?
No,
Why not?
because it's a remainder.
Because there's a remainder. If that last number was 0, it would be a factor.
Bing, bam, boom.
So you're, was that your
Yeah.
question?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right?
Can you not talk like the mom?
Alright.
Yeah, it kind of is confusing.
Okay, so here's our new function. Okay. F of x equals x cubed minus 6x squared plus 5x plus 12. Okay? Okay.
Never mind.
Okay. If I plug 4 into this function, the result that I get out is 0. Prove it. Plug 4 into this function. 6 times 16, 96.
Oh. It's negative 24. Square. It's not.
No.
No.
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses first.
I got it.
Exponents
Yeah,
next.
negative 24.
No.
Where are you getting?
Oh.
You gotta
Four.
square the 4 first. Then multiply it by the 6.
Okay,
Yes.
that's what it is.
64 minus 96 plus 20 plus 12. 64 minus 96 is negative 32. Negative 32 plus 20 is negative 12. Plus 12 is 0. Right? So, what that means is since f of 4 is 0, that means x equals 4, or 4 I should say, 4 is a root, a 0, a solution. Okay? Those all mean the exact same thing. Okay? Root, a 0, or a solution of f of x. And it means that if we have 4, x equals 4 is a root 0 solution. If I back up one step, x minus 4 would equal 0, which means that x minus 4 is a factor. Okay? X equals our roots zeros solutions. Equals 0 are factors. Okay? Now, taking that exact same function, we can get on the bus. Gus.
Yeah.
Okay? So there are going to be 3 bus stops on this route. Okay? Now, if we're trying to get to the end bus stop, we have to go through all of the other bus stops in order to get there. Okay? Alright? So stop number 1 would be you just straight out divide them. So in this particular case, that would be x cubed minus 6x squared plus 5x plus 12 would be divided by our possible factor of x minus 4. Okay? There's going to be very little words that go along with this one. Okay? It's just going to be like that. Or it's going to be in a fraction form. Okay? But you just divide it. So you can do long division or you can do synthetic division because it's a special linear factor. Zeros go on the outside. That's 4. Coefficients 1, -6, 5, and 12 go on the inside. Drop it like it's hot. Multiply. Add. Multiply. Add. Multiply. Add. Now, because we knew that 4 was a 0 from up above, our remainder should be 0. Okay? Because x minus 4 was a factor from up above, our remainder should be 0. Okay? So then if we're just dividing them, the answer here then would be x squared minus 2x minus 3. That would just be the answer on bus stop number 1. Questions on the first bus stop?
Board.
Okay. Go. Where'd it go? Okay. Bus stop number 2. Bus stop number 2 says we can factor f of x completely. And you will see here in bus stop number 2, if your particular problem is asking you to stop at bus stop number 2, you will see the words factor completely somewhere in the direction. Okay? That's the tell for this one. So f of x originally was x cubed minus 6x squared plus 5x plus 12. But because we had to stop at bus stop number 1 first, we already know that this is x minus 4 times x squared minus 2x minus 3. Everybody agree with all of that? Because we divided x minus 4. It came out to be x squared minus 2x minus 3 with no remainder. Yes? Okay. Is that factored completely?
No.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
So what do we need to do?
Factor completely.
Okay.
What should
Okay. Are there two numbers that multiply together to be -3 and add to be -2?
Yep.
What?
3 and -1.
Those would give me +2.
one? One or
-2.
-3?
Oh, yeah.
-3 and +1.
Yeah.
Yep. Right? So factored completely, f of x would be x minus 4 times x minus 3 times x plus 1. What do you got, Raj?
Something.
What's bus stop number 3? Well, what is it? You said it. Solve it, right? Yeah. Bus stop number 3 then is we need to find all the zeros, the roots, the solutions, the answers to this problem. Well, that is, we just take the factoredness and we set them equal to 0. So we'd have x minus 4 equals 0. That would give us x equals 4. X minus 3 equals 0. That would give us x equals 3. X plus 1 equals 0. That would give us x equals negative 1. So our answers here would be negative 1, 3, and 4. Those would be the 3 zeros. Those would be the 3 solutions. Those would be the 3 roots. Those would be the 3 answers. I don't know why he's throwing stuff at you.
It's just dangerous.
Okay,
It is flicked off. in the
My
table.
aunt lost her eyeball through a pencil.
Yeah.
there you go.
Wait, really? I
Yeah.
just-
It's not funny, Tyler.
True story.
True story.
Truth bomb.
That's sad.
Okay,
Right, right.
Okay.
It's glass eye.
questions on the 3 bus stops? Okay, those 3 bus stops are going to be with us until, well, forever, but we'll be testing on those in 2 weeks. Okay, your quiz will be next week, Monday. Your test will be 2 weeks. All right, no,
Wait, is it
What
just
does
like a
that
order
order
or something?
summative.
It ends sometime.
Okay,
later.
all right, so here is our next example.
Usually like around Christmas
Hey,
time.
example number 2. Quarter 2 ends in January.
Oh, yeah, January.
Yeah, okay.
Around Christmas time. Yeah.
Given the polynomial f of x and a factor of f of x, factor f of x completely. So which bus stop are we on?
We're on number 2.
Bus stop number 2.
We're on number 2.
That means we have to go through bus stop number 1
Number.
in order to get to bus stop number 2.
So that's a divide.
So we can divide this.
Okay? How do you want to divide this?
Synthetic
Synthetic division, okay?
So 3.
Okay? So I need to make, oops,
Hey,
Give me
Ross,
fingers.
slow your roll.
okay? So what do you want, Raj?
3.
3. Because x minus 3 would have, oops, x minus 3 would equal 0, which means that x would equal 3. Okay? So 3 goes on the outside. What goes on the inside?
Coefficients.
2, negative 11, 3, 36.
Good job, Ross.
Make it happen. Drop. Multiply. Add. Multiply. Add. Multiply. Add. Okay. So now f of x is x minus 3 times
2x squared
2x squared
minus 5x
minus 5x minus 12. Can I factor 2x squared minus 5x minus 12? Well, let's try.
No, you can't.
What times what gives me 2x squared? 2x and x. What times what gets me 12? 6 and 2, 4 and 3, 12 and 1. Okay? I like to start in the middle. So let's try 4 and 3 first. Right? No, I'm not making you do any extra work. We're still doing the work that
I'm
needs to
talking
be
about
done.
a million.
Oh.
What?
So let's go 3 there, 4 there. Okay? So my middles give me 3x. My outers give me 8x. Is there any way I can get negative 5 out of those?
Possibly.
No. Because I need the 3x to be positive, right? And I need that one to be negative. So I would need this one to be negative and that one to be positive. Right?
Try again.
So the fully factored, completely factored form of f of
Yeah,
x
they can't factor anymore.
would be x minus 3, 2x plus 3, and x minus 4. It's a strong effort. Questions on that one? Find the other zeros of the polynomial function. F of x equals 2x cubed minus 10x squared minus 71x minus 9.
Don't we,
And 1 0 is 9. Don't we what?
the last problem.
Okay, what about the last problem?
We
Yeah,
didn't
you
do
have
the
to set it
zero.
equal to 0.
No.
I'm sorry, I read the instruction.
You only
Oh,
want
sugar
supposed to go
nuggets.
to bus stop number 2.
And then we asked which bus stop we going to, and we said bus stop number 2.
Oh.
Next one we're going to 3 though.
Yeah.
So I have to go through 1
Yeah.
and 2.
No.
So that's why it's important to know where you're getting off the bus.
Okay,
Yeah.
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 So you don't go to the
So you don't go to the wrong bus stop.
Yeah, I never
Yeah.
understood the buses anyways.
Will we get it
Whatever.
wrong?
Yes, if you go to the wrong bus stop, you will get it wrong.
Yes.
Yes, because you are in the wrong location.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
But it,
Yep.
it does end up in the right answer. It's just incorrect.
It's a different question though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I ain't even
Yeah.
know the answer.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, you will get it marked wrong if you go to the wrong bus stop.
I guess my brain's a little confused.
Yeah, I like where you're heading, but it's a little too far.
All right, try this one.
Wait, negative
So,
So 9 is a 0, right? So 9 goes outside.
the fact that
Coefficients go in the inside. 2, negative 10, negative 71, negative 9. Drop is 2. Multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, should be 0 because 9 was a 0. Okay? So f of x now can be, if 9 is a 0, then x minus 9 is a factor. So that's x minus 9. This one is 2x squared plus 8x plus 1. Is 2x squared plus 8x plus 1 factorable?
I don't think
yes.
It is not.
No.
Okay.
Wait,
So here's my question. Okay? Here's my question first. Bus stop number 1, Was- bus stop number 1 was right there, correct? That's it. Bus stop number 2 is right there.
So,
That's it, because it's factored completely.
So the x minus 9, when you write out your f of x, you always like do the reciprocal of the zero.
Opposite, yep. Because if you think about it, so here I'll show it to you in your normal forward way. Because then here now, we would set these factors equal to 0, correct? Okay, so that would be x minus 9 equals 0, and you'd solve it and you'd get 9, right? Okay, when you're given a 0, you got to think backward. You start at this step, and you got to go back up one step to get it equal to 0. Zeros are equal to x. Okay? Factors are equal to 0. With me? Yes, sir.
no.
Because it's not factorable. Yep. So we gotta use the quadratic formula on this one.
No.
Agree.
How do we use the quadratic formula?
Well, what is the quadratic formula?
I thought you had to have it at like
Plus or minus.
the highest thing.
But quadratic is a degree of 2.
Really? I thought it was
That's cubic.
it
Yep.
all makes sense now.
Okay? So the quadratic formula, for those of you that don't have it written down yet, or have it memorized yet,
Oh, I hate the quadratic formula.
okay? So then this is going to be -8 plus or minus the square root of 8 squared minus 4 times 2 times 1 all over 2 times 2.
I hate the fact that we actually
Where did all of that
use
come from?
The quadratic formula.
No, but like,
What is the A? What is the A? What is the C? And what's the B?
Numbers. A is 2.
wait, oh,
B is
never mind, I'll
8,
switch it.
and C is 1.
Okay. Right here. I know the formula.
Right here, dear. When you have a quadratic written in standard form, the coefficient of the squared term is A. The coefficient of the linear term is B. The constant is C.
Wow.
8 squared is 64. 4 times 2 times 1
-8.
is 8. So 64 minus 8.
56.
56. So you've got -8 plus or minus the square root of 56 all over 4.
Okay, so that's sort of a question. Can you simplify it?
That's my question to you too. Can I simplify the square root of 56? Are there any perfect square factors that go into 56?
It's 7.4.
Any perfect square factors that go into 56? What? 4 goes in there. 4 is a perfect square factor.
So you could like divide that.
So this would be -8 plus or minus 2 times the square root of 14 all over 4.
Oh, you put the 4 on the.
What? Because isn't the square root of 56 the square root of 4 times the square root of 14? What's the square root of 4? 2.
What is the fourth?
4 times 14 is 56.
How do we do that?
Because 4 is a perfect square.
So the 14 comes in.
Because that's what
14
4
times
gets me
4
56.
equals 56.
And then the square root
Square
of 4
root of
is
4
2.
is 2.
It's right here. It's literally right here.
Continuous divided.
Now what?
I hope you're not being tested on this.
56 divided by 4 to get the square root of 14.
But we got to have the 2 out there yet, too. We can't just straight up divide it. Yeah. Because it's protected by the square root.
Yeah.
Okay? So my final answer, or my answer here, then, my simplified answer would be -4 plus or minus the square root of 14 all over 2. What did I do there?
You got rid of the 2.
You divided it with.
I divided everything by 2. Because those 2 can be divided by 2, those 2 can be divided by 2. So I simplified to get that. Now, the answer to this particular question, or this question I should say, is find the other zeros. Okay? We found, or they gave us 9. So we don't have to find 9 anymore. So the answer, the true answer to this question is the other two zeros are -4 plus the square root of 14, all divided by 2, and -4 minus the square root of 14, all divided by 2. In this case, if you wrote 9 as your answer also, I wouldn't take off for that. Okay? If you just listed all of the zeros. Okay?
Why is that hard?
Because it builds on itself. So this is the culmination of your last 12 years of math. I know, it's a lot of math.
I didn't care much for algebra.
And you got to remember stuff. Okay? Any questions?
A lot.
All right.